Unpopular advice. Stop jumping between jobs so much. 1 to 2 years in a job is not enough. You'll never actually learn to do your job well if you keep jumping. It's a huge red flag to me, and in my opinion, it's not worth the 20% salary bump you're going to get. Does this make me old school? No, it just makes you wrong. And a hypocrite. Now, who we have here is a man named Bobby Panero. He's the CEO and co-founder at a company named Equals. Let me just scroll down to his experience, and you can see his first job, 1 year, 9 months. But you just said 1 to 2 years isn't enough. Let's look at his second job, 1 year, 5 months. But you just said 1 to 2 years is not enough. And then you went to a company called Intercom before you started your current company, which is named Equals. Now let's come back to the actual post for a second, so just because now you know the complete hypocrisy going on here. It makes it even sweeter. Let's talk about reasons why people leave their jobs within 1 to 2 years. Perhaps some people job hop to leave a toxic work environment, try their hand at a new industry or career, receive more professional development opportunities, work for a company with a better culture, create a better balance in their life, get a fresh start, pursue a passion they were told to ignore in favor of going to college, have better healthcare, and working remotely after their company is bringing everyone back to the office. It's not just about learning to do your job well, but not only that, let's not forget the people who maybe didn't willingly leave their job after 1 to 2 years. Perhaps they were laid off because the company was hit hard by inflation or COVID or whatever. Or perhaps they were fired because their boss had unreasonable expectations. Perhaps maybe they were made redundant by technology. Maybe they were let go due to restructuring. Maybe they were eliminated because the company could never close their next series of funding. There are a multitude of reasons why people leave their job before 2 years, Bobby Panero. Shouldn't you know that? You did it twice. But it's funny because you say, it's a huge red flag to me. Well, you're a red flag to yourself then. And he never responds to the people in the comments that call him out saying, hey, this you? Didn't you do the thing that you're saying is a red flag? But he never responds. He only responds to the other people that go, oh, it does concern me that you're an early stage CEO and I'm a big fan of impact versus tenure, blah, blah, blah. But you don't respond to the people calling you out for your hypocrisy. So, I mean, that right there says a lot to me. Bobby Boy here has another post that says, I have no interest in working back in an office, and there's one primary reason, my kids, right? Whatever, working at home, I get to see them the whole time. But at the bottom, he says, keep in mind that remote options may mean the difference between attracting and keeping great people or not. So you're almost there, Bobby. You're so close. If you're aware that remote is make or break for some people, wouldn't a 20% salary bump be make or break for some people as well? Usually with a job change, your field of work or your way of working changes. So instead of being stuck with one company and their one way of doing things, you learn how to do multiple things. I think it's a good thing to see how companies are doing different things, and then you can put that together for yourself and be really valuable to other companies that may need improvements that you've seen from some place you've already worked. There's lots of reasons why job hopping is a positive, but also company loyalty isn't a thing, and people can learn to do their job and however long it takes them. You're just gatekeeping it with 2 years. Just because you've been somewhere a long time doesn't mean you know how to do your job. Let's take a look at college professors. Have you ever seen one of those college professors that's been there for like 25 years but can still barely figure out how to operate the projector or their computer, or a bunch of other things? I'm sure people that are watching this video have met with very senior people at their company that don't know how to do their job, or pieces of their job that they should know how to do. So you're just gatekeeping the 2-year mark arbitrarily. I don't know, maybe for clicks, probably for clicks. But you can have people that work somewhere for 20 years and never actually grow in their position. They're just there for 20 years. And you can have people that are somewhere for 2 years and they learn something new every single day. It's up to the individual. It's not up to the length of time on someone's resume. Now let me show you Bobby's newest post 4 hours ago. He says 2022 is old news, but it was a big year here at Equals. We brought on 6 amazing people. So this prompted me to look up their entire company and see who works there. And I just did a little research on the people he hires, and let me give you some insight here. So this is Bobby, he's the CEO and co-founder, he's from Intercom. Then we have Chris over here, he's from Intercom, and then Mike, also from Intercom. And then there's other people outside of that. And this is where it gets good. Let me show you. So we have this person, claims to be a software engineer at Equals from February 2018 to present, which is funny because the company wasn't even founded until the year 2021. So he's been working at a company that didn't exist for at least a few years, because according to this page at Crunchbase, Equals was founded in 2021. So either this person doesn't work for you, or they started working before your company existed. I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. Now, if we move on to the next person, we have Emmanuel here, who is currently a software engineer for Equals. But if we look at their previous experience, 5 out of 6 of their jobs, they worked for 1 year or less in duration. Once again, you're saying 1 to 2 years is not long enough. It's a red flag for me. Yet you have a founding engineer with a majority of their jobs 1 year or less in experience, right? Yep, this one, 7 months. This internship. This one's not internship, 11 months, 1 year, 3 months. This one's the only one over 2 years. And then back to 7 months, and then now he works for you. So I thought that was kind of funny. You said it was a red flag, yet you're still hiring people. A little bit hypocritical, don't you think? Now there's another software engineer that works for you. This person, if we come down, you can see currently software engineer at equals. But 10 of their 12 jobs, they were there for 2 years or less. And 5 of those, they were there for 1 year or less. Let's look at another one of your employees. This person, 1 year, 5 months, 1 year, 1 year, 6 months, 1 year, 3 months. This one, 3 years, 2 months, and then 1 year, 7 months. And now they work for you. 6 out of 7 of their jobs, they were there for 1.5 years or less. I thought that was interesting because you said 2 years isn't long enough. Now let's look at your founding product designer. If we come down, you can see 2 out of 3 of their jobs before equals, they worked at for less than 2 years. 1 year, 10 months, 8 months, right? Isn't that a red flag to you? Nope, he still works there. You're looking a little bit hypocritical, Bobby. This is a red flag, yet I still do it anyways. I don't know. And then after that, LinkedIn says that there are some advisors for your company. I assume they're not full-time, but I always get a kick out of it when I find someone who's a board member for literally 8 different companies at the same time. And then we have another advisor who's also an advisor for 7 other companies right now, presently. So it just reminds me of when CEOs are like, no, you can't work a second job. Your loyalty is to us. But then they're board members for like 15 different companies at the same time. It's so funny. Honestly, Bobby, I think what you should have done here is if you were trying to make this post about growth or something, maybe you could have said, while I acknowledge that I myself did that, I've grown from the experience and learned a lot at my time at Intercom or whatever, and now I think 2 years is the minimum. But no, you didn't say that. You just flat out say, I don't think 2 years is enough for people to learn to do their jobs. And then you just left it at that. That's it. And like, don't you know people are just gonna be like, hey, this you? Are you doing the thing that you're saying is a red flag? Like, at least acknowledge that, but you don't even acknowledge it in the comments, and that's where I'm just like, all right, this is BS. Here's another one. Your profile says you've had 4 jobs total since you graduated, and 3 out of the 4 roles, including your current role as CEO, you've held for less than 2 years. And wouldn't you know it? Not a single reply from the man himself. Not a single acknowledgement from Bobby. This one just gave me a laugh. We have Drew that says, LOL, okay, dog, and then Kevin comes in. He ain't got that dog in him. True, Kevin. The whole thing here, Bobby, is that you're gatekeeping everyone into a 2-year timeline. That's what you said. That's the big issue. You can't learn to do your job well in 2 years. You don't know that. That's not true. You can't speak in absolutes like that. And then you look doubly dumb when we go look at your work experience and see that you did the thing that you're calling a red flag and make no acknowledgement to it. This is what's making you not look good. At least acknowledge that and be like, well, I changed my mind. I've changed my opinion, this and that. No, you don't ever say that. You just leave the hypocrisy out there. So why don't you own up to it? And we have Joey here who's got it right. If that's the case, the employer needs to offer a 20% raise to match what the employee can get elsewhere. The fact of the matter is the employee is not family and they shouldn't need to stay due to any goodwill. We all know that if the business goes through tough times, employees are the first to go. People don't live to work. We work to pay for the life we want. If jumping ship and getting a 20% raise in 2 years is the way to make more money and life a higher quality life, then so be it. Exactly, Joey. Joey gets it. Bobby does not. Joey's the MVP of this video. I swear to God, dude, you see all these young people and they just come in and they get seed money and then suddenly like they just power goes to their head. Bro, it wasn't too long ago you were job hopping, Bobby, and now you're over here. That's a red flag. Like, get a grip, bro. You're not above us. It just makes me wonder, do you think it's a red flag for the people who got fired or got let go, not because of anything they did, but because of the people above them? Like, is it still a red flag for you? Or are you just going to throw their resume in the trash and not even give them the chance to explain because it's a red flag? Or are you assuming that everyone's just job hopping on their own? You failed to take other scenarios into account. Like, it's just so dumb. Not a single response, not a single update. Like, at least just be like, well, I changed my mind. Nope, can't do that. It's too hard. Just gonna sit here and be a hypocrite. All right, Bobby, you do that, but I'm gonna call you out for it because nothing gives me joy in this world like calling out corporate double standards and hypocritical CEOs like yourself, Bobby. So thank you so much for the content. And if you guys enjoyed the roast, I know we just did a positive video, but like this is nonsense and we all know it. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button, click the subscribe button. And if you have any other posts like this you need me to call out, I'm happy to do so. People need to know that this stuff is not acceptable, but most likely it was just a post for clicks and engagement for his LinkedIn so he can get followers. So probably don't follow or do any of that for the LinkedIn, even though this will give him views and visibility. Don't click the follow button for him, but click it for me instead. All right? Having said that, I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next one.